Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spill the Tea Radio, where we interview awesome singers, songwriters, and those who influence their lives. Spill the Tea Radio explores the journey, creativity, and inspiration behind the songs. My next guest was born to a French Vietnamese mother and a German father. Her music is noted for its cinematic electro pop and trip hop style, while her sound expresses deeply rooted themes while mental health and emotional life experiences. The Toronto-based artist is known for her sultry, smooth, low voice, reminiscent of the true artists of the vintage jazz era, and an upper range that is soft and melodic. So, let's spill the tea with Nathalie King. Welcome, Nathalie.
Hi, David. Thanks for having me again.
Yes, you were last on the show, November 16th, 2024. We featured your song You, and and I remember in our lightning round that we did, a couple of things came out of that. Number one, what was still on your list of things to do is you wanted to visit Japan.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
get there?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe end of this year. But yeah.
End of this year. So it's still on the list.
Yeah.
And another thing that came out of that was a New Year's resolution that you wanted to keep was getting back involved with mixed martial arts. How did that one go?
My God, that did not happen either. This feels like I'm being quizzed.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Well, so
Yeah.
Japan's still on there, and the New
True.
Year's resolution to get back into mixed
But to be
martial arts.
fair, Japan might even happen because my boyfriend works in the video game development industry.
Oh,
And
right.
so there were some interested publishers from Japan. So if, fingers crossed, something works out, we do get to go. If not, it'll have to be a project for some day.
Well, I understand that Canadians and Canadian music very popular in Japan.
Really?
It's very well accepted in Japan, especially jazz artists
Hmm.
are accepted in Japan. And I was shocked when I found out. But I've talked to probably four or five artists who have had records released in Japan. So get over there and get your career going on in Japan as
Okay.
Canada.
Might reach out to some people.
So
That's
what
good
have you
to
been up
know.
to? What's the update since you were last on the show in November?
Yeah, so a lot has happened actually. So November, after we had the interview, I released my album. Mm, I had a show, and now I'm actually going to be playing at the Glastonbury Music Festival
Oh,
in England, which
cool.
is coming up in less than a month. I'm very excited and nervous about it. I've never played in front of thousands of people. I think it will be a lot of fun. It's also outdoors. We will be, I'm saying we because I'm usually a solo artist, but I've been working with one of my friends in the UK who's a multi-instrumentalist and composer. And we met originally at one of the Universal projects we've been working on for TV.
Hmm.
And so then we became friends, and now we're making music together, and now we're going to play in Glastonbury. So um, yeah, so that's it's nerve-wracking, but it's also cool.
Well, you've got lots of things going on. You mentioned universal projects, and part of the your studying was in film studies
Yeah.
and animation, and you had some of your songs that were featured in some movies, and we I asked you at that time, how do you get involved with that? I mean, we when we talk about artists and they say, "Oh, it's so hard to make money." And then we go down all the avenues. Well, okay, you're not going to make a lot of money from a record deal. You might
Mhm.
get some other benefits, but there's session work, there's performing, there's what you've been able to accomplish, which is having your music picked up by Universal. I have another artist that said, yeah, an Australian company that was doing a Netflix special, picked up my music.
We froze.
S-
Oh, okay.
So how do you get known in that area?
Good question. I think I mentioned last time perhaps how I managed to get into this Universal group, which was like total random. Like I was reaching out to a filmmaker for some underwater footage for one of my music videos. And then it turned out to be Howard Hall, who's like a very renowned underwater film videographer. And yeah, I used to watch his movies when I was a kid in IMAX.
Mhm.
So he's been on the scene for a long time. And then I reached out to him and then we worked together. One of my songs ended up in one of his documentaries. And then we chatted and then for some reason his editor knew somebody at Universal and that's how the introduction happened. And then since then I've been working for them when they need trailer music or something for TV shows, mostly reality TV shows. One of the songs I did for them ended up as the trailer for Law and Order Toronto. So a full circle because I worked with them in the UK and then it came back to like Toronto. So that's the work I do with them. They don't pick up my personal music that I do. That's a different department.
Mhm.
But my own music I also pitch for film and TV and commercials. And I do commercial work as well in Canada. So yeah, like you said, different revenues and avenues, but it is really tough to make money as a musician. It's not my first revenue and source of income.
Well, let's get into Coming For You, the latest song from Nathalie King. Natalie, set this up for us. What is this song about, and what was the inspiration to write it?
Yeah, so that's one of the songs that was a brief from Universal. And my friend Steve Everett, who lives in Glastonbury, and myself, we worked on it. And so the inspiration is basically the brief is giving us what we have to write about. In this case, it was a villainess theme. So I'm a visual person. So when I write, especially to briefs, I imagine like being a villainess standing on top of a mountain and burning down the villages and then all the emotions that come with it from like movies I've watched my entire life. So I just channel all that in.
Let's take a listen to singer-songwriter Nathalie King and her song, Coming For You.
You remember when we ruled the world? We burned down places together. Change of heart, you've crossed the line enough. Did you think I wouldn't counter? Thought you could walk all over me. Think again. Bet you didn't know I follow you. Coming through the shadows, coming for you. Loyal ones, you've torn us apart. Set on fire all that we had. Rain and hell, I'm feeling raging mad. Just you wait till make you pay now. Thought you could walk all over me. Think again. Bet you didn't know I follow you. Coming through the shadows, coming for you. Ooh,
That was Coming For You by Nathalie King. Nathalie, tell us, how do people find out more about you and your music? What's the website, socials, and the streaming platforms?
Yeah, the best way is just to go on my website. It's Nathalie with TH and IE. It's the French spelling. Nathalie-king.com, and you'll find all the info on there, all my socials, my Spotify, my Apple, Instagram.
We have been in conversation with Nathalie King. Nathalie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, David. Thanks for having me again.